Mike has way too much fun out there. All right, each week here on the pregame show, we're going to break down each and every aspect of the game, but the Bison players, they are more than just football players. They are students, volunteers, and as hard as it is to believe, they have interests and hobbies away from the football field. I got the opportunity to sit down with another important piece of the Bison offense and talk with King Frazier in this week's Beyond the Game. All right, King, we know about the King that plays football and is very good on the football field, but there's a part of King that maybe people don't know, and that is that you practice Judo. How did you come about getting into Judo when you were younger?
Well, it happened when I was actually 13, 14 years old. I had just moved in with my new foster parents, Mr. and Mrs. Baker, and they actually just kind of threw me in with the other two, and I was kind of like, what the heck is this? What are we doing? I was against it the whole way when I first started, but then it started to grow on me. You know, I started to love it like it was football. Started to take it more seriously and became really good at it.
What did you like about it?
Well, just the fact that it's a lot of hands-on. You can throw people, you can choke them, armbar them. I mean, all the fun stuff you can't do there. So
all the fun stuff you can't do on the football field.
Yeah.
Are you still practicing it? Do you still kind of participate in Judo at all?
No, not anymore really. Now that I got into football this heavily that I am now. It is something that I would be, more than willing to do once I'm done, when I end my career, whether it be at the next level or here. Judo is one of those things that stay with you throughout your entire life. It's an art that you'll probably never lose, technique that you'll never lose, and it also correlates over into the football field with a lot of the balance stuff that I deal with.
What did Judo teach you that you can kind of take into other aspects?
Oh, well, first thing is the balance part of it. When you're about to go down or something, you feel like you're getting about to fall, or you're going through a defender or tacklers, it really helps you keep your feet. It also helps you with your hand-to-hand combat, which is like, I like to use my hands a lot on the football field. I like to throw a lot of stiff arms out there, put my hand on the ground, whatever I need to do. That's where Judo also helped me, because in Judo you put your hands in different multiple grips and different positions, so you never really know where your hands are going to end up.
Now, you said you didn't like to do Judo at first, but you became pretty good at it, right? You were in a couple of tournaments, right?
Yeah, I went to a couple of national tournaments. I got second at the Junior Olympics in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I've been to Spokane, Washington. We've been pretty much traveled a lot in my younger days for Judo. It was really, really fun. Obviously,
for somebody who didn't like it to get to the national stage, yeah. It's got to be pretty rewarding to see what the hard work can do, right?
Yeah, most definitely. It turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life, actually. Without Judo, I don't think I'd be as good of a football player as I am today. So I really look back on that as a huge turning point in my life.
Appreciate King taking the time there. Now, he still keeps up with the sport, and as you heard him say there, he will want to go back once football is over. I asked him if he had a chance to watch any of the Judo in this year's Olympics. He said he didn't, and that's because football was already in full swing. They started a little earlier this year, but he does still follow the sport. And there's a reason why we talk to King. King is good at football. Yeah, he does well in Judo, but he is good at football.
The kid never falls backwards. You watch right. King Frazier run, he always falls forward. I don't know if Judo's got a little something to do with that or not, but he always falls forward, and he gets better as the game goes on and as the season goes on. Last year, he averaged 94 yards over the last 8 games. King Frazier just keeps getting better and better.
You see those, he was the 1,000-yard rusher. The Bison have the history of having the 1,000-yard rusher. King was that guy last year on 219 carries, 11 rushing touchdowns. He averaged 77.7 yards per game, and that was really after the first part of the season where he didn't really know what his role was. Coach Kleiman was kind of, for lack of a better term, calling him out, saying that
Absolutely.
We need King to be King. And he figured it out down the last, 4 regular season games and then into the playoffs.
King Frazier was a very little bit away from losing a lot on this football team, losing his starting job and losing carries. Man, he got close, and then he just ramped it up. I know there's some weather breaking on the east side of the state moving into Minnesota.
Yes. Okay, so we are going to, this is live television, we are going to step aside for